Lee Curtis, Liz Ayers, and Graham Robertson. This is News Center 5.
Good afternoon, everybody. He was a basketball coach, an anti-drug campaigner, a man known for helping children. But today, Frankie Mitchell of Syracuse admitted to sexually abusing a young boy. Mitchell pleaded guilty to one charge of sexual abuse involving a 14-year-old. Mitchell pleaded just as his trial was about to start.
With the promise of the court to give Mr. Mitchell probation and the other factors that we take into consideration, he felt, his decision in the end, he felt that it was a good offer.
Mitchell got a good deal today. He now faces no more than 60 days in jail. Had Mitchell been convicted of the most serious charge he faced, sodomy, he could have gone to prison for 25 years. Carl Chamberlain's trial is underway this morning in Ithaca. He is accused of running down a woman who was riding a bicycle early on the morning of May 4th. Clara Syphilis died in the hit-and-run case. A jury was picked to hear the case last week, and this morning, lawyers outlined their cases to jurors. We'll have a full report for you tonight at 6.
James Stith began a series of court dates this morning in Syracuse on the charge he robbed a Syracuse bank last week. Police say Stith walked into the First American Bank Friday and told a teller to give him $10 and $20 bills or he'd shoot her. He then fled on a motorbike. Stith was arrested Saturday on a tip from an acquaintance. This morning, he was formally charged with bank robbery. Mohawk leader Art Montour returns to a Syracuse federal courtroom today, fighting a long battle over what's usually a quick and routine part of a court case. Montour's fighting to keep the judge from setting a high bail for him. He's called several witnesses, including a former state trooper, to testify he would return to court if freed on bail. Montour is the leader of one faction of the Mohawks on their North Country reservation. He was arrested last week by state police after troopers staged a gambling bust on the reservation. The troopers may have been invited to hold the raid by some tribal leaders. Montour denounced the raid, saying it diminishes the notion the Mohawk Reservation is a sovereign country.
Mohawk Reservation leaders plan to travel to Albany today to meet with Governor Cuomo. At issue, the continuing blockade by state police at the reservation's edge. The roadblock's been up since police cracked down on 7 allegedly illegal casinos on the reservation. Police say they're just keeping people from a dangerous place because Mohawks patrol the border with high-powered rifles. But the Mohawks say the blockade is shutting down legitimate businesses because supplies can't get through. Mohawk leaders want Governor Cuomo to order an end to the blockade. One problem with the Mohawks' plan, Governor Cuomo isn't in New York. He's in Chicago for a national governors conference. A Cuomo aide will meet with the Mohawks, but the aide has no power to end the blockade. As for the conference, governors are trying to tell the federal government one thing.
If you want to devote more funds to mental health needs in your state, if you are concerned about responding to homelessness, if you want to devote more resources to the protection of natural resources, where do you get the money?
Today, Cuomo will unveil proposals to stop the pollution leading to an overall warming of the earth. Such a warming trend could cause massive changes in the earth.
The group claiming to hold Marine Colonel William Higgins said today it hanged Higgins and released a videotape showing the execution. The Lebanese captor's threat brought an angry denunciation early today before the execution was allegedly carried out.
Outrageous, civilized behavior.
Higgins commanded United Nations peacekeeping forces in Lebanon when he was kidnapped. The death threat came because last week Israel kidnapped the man allegedly behind Higgins' abduction, Sheikh Abdul Karim Obaid. Today, Israel is keeping silent about the furor it caused.
I don't have to add to what has been said by Israel.
Late this morning, Israel offered to trade Obaid for all hostages held in Lebanon, but the offer may have come too late to save Higgins. Israel reportedly did not foresee the captors taking their frustrations out on the American hostage. The U.S. government condemned Israel's abduction of the Sheikh Obaid last week. And next, an obsolete health law heads for repeal.
And some help for youngsters who'd like to be taller. It's For Your Health, next on News Center 5.
If you need a job or a better job, here are 10 reasons to choose CCBI to help you begin your career in business. Affordable tuition, internships, work study, library, on-campus dorms, child care allotments, convenient scheduling, generous financial aids, and job placement. Call now for your free catalog of day and evening classes. Remember, CCBI grads not only get the jobs, they get the promotions.
Shop PNC this week and save on USDA Choice Naturally Tender Boneless Sirloin Steak, just $2.98 a pound. Great for the grill, USDA Choice Naturally Tender T-Bone Steak, only $3.98 a pound. And fresh Moonlight Mushrooms, the 12-ounce package, just 99 cents.
Along with chunks, nuts, and chips, there's something else you're getting a heavy dose of in your ice cream. Fat. But Hood Light ice cream has 33% less fat. So with Hood Light, you can enjoy great tasting flavors like Almond Praline Delight, Chocolate Macadamia Crunch, and Triple Nut Cluster. And never have to worry about dishing out more than you can take.
How about me? A week ago, I had tremendous pain in my arm, shoulder, and neck. Chiropractors only fix backs, huh? I can't speak for all of them, but the Companion Chiropractic Health Center helps arms, shoulders, and necks. They're real pros. Whether you have a sports injury or a backache that keeps you down, you call. What they do works. Now, there's plenty of insurance coverage for chiropractic care, so you get an appointment. That's the Companion Chiropractic Health Center of Syracuse.
Grand opening,
Great Northern Mall.
Wednesday, August 2nd.
Now, For Your Health with Liz Ayers.
As many as 15,000 children in the United States have a growth hormone problem that means they aren't growing as fast or as tall as others their age.
Today in For Your Health, we'll look at a new refined synthetic growth hormone that has some of these kids reaching new heights. 9-year-old Steve Gordon has the same interests as other kids his age.
Like play games with my friends, play ball games and stuff.
But sometimes those things are difficult for Steve to do because he has a growth hormone deficiency. That means a part of his brain isn't making enough of the growth hormone he needs to get bigger, and it affects more than just his height.
He played ball this summer, and he had some trouble with that because he just can't move as fast, and his bone growth just isn't where theirs is, so he's not as coordinated.
But Steve and his mother are confident that will change in the future. Steve is part of a national study on a second generation of synthetic growth hormone. Although this replacement for natural growth hormone has only been in widespread use for about 5 years, it's already been refined. When Steve started getting the injections, he received 3 a week, but some newer patients get daily doses.
Recent studies in this country and in others have shown that if you take the same total weekly dose and spread it out, so you give a little bit each day, you get a better response.
Steve's growth chart shows the progress he's made in just a few years, but his treatments won't end until he's finished growing.
Finished growing generally means you're as tall as you want to be, or we're not getting much for all the shots we're given each year.
And how tall is tall enough?
I just asked the doctor, and he said at least 5.5 feet.
Just knowing he will reach an acceptable height already has Steve walking tall. Now, when the synthetic growth hormone first became available, there had been concerns some parents would ask for the drug just to make their children taller. But Dr. Wyatt says so far, that hasn't been a problem.
In other health news, Syracuse city lawmakers are expected to take an outdated health law off the books today. The law says only a licensed pharmacist or doctor may sell condoms. AIDS activists say the law could discourage people from using condoms and is the wrong message to send in the age of deadly sexual diseases. City police don't enforce the law. Wayne County's Gannett nuclear power plant will be shut down today and perhaps tomorrow. The plant's owner, Rochester Gas and Electric, will try to fix a balky computer. Saturday's computer failure posed no safety threat, says RG&E. Gannett is now in what's called a hot shutdown, meaning the plant's not making power, but the nuclear reaction which produces power goes on. Plant officials say that will help bring the reactor back to making power about a day after repairs are finished.
Middle-income seniors are the targets for a developer in the emerging Franklin Square neighborhood of Syracuse. Big machines clear the way for what will become a 136-apartment complex for the elderly.
There's a tremendous need for senior housing for all elderly. And I think that if you begin to look at what's happening to the elderly population, it's increasing more rapidly than any other age group in our society. And there needs to be a lot of choices for older people.
The apartment complex should open in January. And still to come, a pretty good week on tap.
We'll also check on sports, and Graham is next with letters to the editor. That's coming up on News Center 5.
How would you like a fast dessert that tastes like cotton candy, but better? Because there's something to bite into.
People like you and me, being the best that we can be.
Well, with this being barbecue season, people like to look for the double thick steaks put on the grill, and their poultry and sausage and everything that we have at Wegmans is fresh and ready for the grill. As always, every day you get our best.
The people who work at Wegmans, every day you get our best.
Candy's the old-fashioned hot dog.
The one that's made with old-time quality.
Candy's the
old-fashioned hot dog. The one that makes it right for you and me.
Collins hot dogs are still made with the finest cuts of meat.
Corn Silk, every woman's beautiful. Corn Silk absorbs excess oil, so makeup stays beautiful.
You don't need the discomfort of your period, but Tylenol, Advil, or Midol 200 only leave pain behind. You still may have tension and water gain, so do it right. Take Pamprin. It relieves pain, tension, and water weight gain. Pamprin, period relief, not just pain relief.
Fresh fruit isn't fresh for very long. The beauty fades, and so does the flavor. Fruit Fresh is rich in vitamin C and protects the natural flavor and appearance of fresh fruit, whether you're canning, freezing, or serving fresh. Preserve the beauty and flavor of fresh fruit with Fruit Fresh.
Midas has the right muffler for almost every foreign car and guarantees them for as long as you own that car. No appointment needed. Nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
Nobody beats letters to the editor either. Here's Graham.
Thank you, Ron. Church and state, clergy and income, and drivers in consideration are topics for letters to the editor. The first writer objects to taxpayer-funded chaplains at state-run facilities. I recently heard the state pays priests $35,000 per year to make rounds to the wards of the state. I don't appreciate tax dollars being spent, especially when the law specifically states that there has to be a division between church and state. There is clearly no reason for the state to pay a man of the cloth for doing something he should gladly do upon request. Why does the state pay men of the cloth to do something they should be only glad to do and which is clearly forbidden by law? Well, there are more than 120 resident chaplains in New York State serving more than 45,000 wards of the state. They work in prisons, mental institutions, and institutions for the mentally disabled. Their starting salary is in the mid-$20,000 range and goes up with time and responsibilities. Their salaries are set by state government. The next writer is confined to a wheelchair. She describes an accident she was involved in and wonders about the other party's motivation. My daughter was pushing me home from bingo. It was raining, and when we got to the corner, the car stopped and waved us to cross the road. When we did, he hit my chair. Not only once, but he backed up and hit the chair for the second time. Needless to say, I was scared to death because besides being in the wheelchair, I am also on oxygen. Thank goodness I was not hurt. My chair was dented a little, but it could have been more serious. A Syracuse viewer, that's from a Syracuse viewer. And if you have a story to tell, an opinion to voice, or a question you need answered, write 2 letters to the editor. We're here at News Center 5. That's WTVH, 980 James Street, Syracuse 13203. Be sure to sign your letters. Only signed letters can be used. And remember, the opinions expressed are those of the writers to letters to the editor, and not those of the management staff or advertisers of WTVH.
It had to have been a terrifying experience. Incredible.
It was one of those situations you couldn't believe when you first read the letter.
Yeah. Thank you, Graham. Well, we had a good weekend.
Had a good weekend, and all in all, Ron, it looks like a pretty good week. Chance for showers today, but, you know, that will pass by us.
Well, we found out Friday evening. We thought it was going to be terribly cold along the lake in Oswego, and the weather was delightful in the 70s, bright sunshine, great crowd. I mean,
beautiful blue skies.
It turned out to be ideal.
So it was a good weekend, and it will end up being a pretty good week.
Fine.
Today, the sunrise was at 5:53 this morning, and the sunset will be at 8:27 tonight. The records for this date, a high of 96 in 1933, a low of 48 in 1965. The normal high for this time of year is 82 degrees, the normal low 61 degrees. And right now in the Syracuse area, we have a temperature of 76 degrees, mild and pleasant, humidity 54%, the barometer is 30.17, and winds are out of the south at 3 miles per hour. A weather disturbance stretching from Missouri to Virginia may spread scattered showers into New York today and tonight. We can expect this system to end by tomorrow as a high-pressure system from the upper Great Lakes region builds into our area. And from this, we can expect partly sunny skies with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s through the week, so very pleasant temperatures on tap, too. Right now in the central New York viewing area, we have lots of sunshine out there, a little cloud over there on the left. Temperatures in the 70s, 181 in Old Forge. That may change this afternoon and this evening. We may get a few scattered showers, but all in all, it's looking good right now. Today, let's take a look at the 5-cast. Partly sunny, possible showers, a high of 80. Tonight, mostly cloudy, possible showers, a low of 60. And then tomorrow, partly sunny, a high of 80. And then for the rest of the week, look at this, everybody. Partly sunny for the rest of the week with temperatures between 80 and 90 degrees, and the lows 60 to 65. So we're going to have a hot one on Friday, it looks like. The rest of the time, it looks bearable, Ron.
Getting warmer day by day, right? Okay, thank you, Liz. Well, in sports this noontime, the pennant races are starting to get interesting in Major League Baseball. George Casteras has a wrap-up of Sunday's action.
At Yankee Stadium, the Blue Jays take an early 2-0 lead. Then Don Mattingly drives one to right field. Ex-Chief Junior Felix crashes into the wall. Mattingly has a double. Louis Polonia scores, and Felix has a separated shoulder. He had to leave the ball game. Toronto will increase their lead with a 4-run 6th inning, though. Lloyd Mosby drills a pitch deep into the left field corner. That'll score George Bell and Ernie Witt. Down by 5 runs, the Yankees come back, though, in the bottom of the 7th. Port Byron native Mel Hall homers just inside the left field foul pole. A 2-run shot. New York is within 3 runs. Then in the 8th, it's Hall again. Comes up with a big hit. He singles past a drawn and infield. Louis Polonia scores again, and that ties the ball game. In the bottom of the 9th, Wayne Tollison singles to right field. That drives home Randy Velarde, and the Yankees win it 7-6. In Kansas City, the first-place team in the AL East, the Orioles taking on the Royals. Randy Milligan crushes a homer to left field, and that gives the O's a 6-4 lead. Then in the bottom of the 8th, it's Danny Tartable. He singles to left field off of rookie reliever Greg Olson. Willie Wilson and Kevin Seitzer both score, and the Royals win it 7-6. The Yankees now trail the O's by just 5.5 games. In the National League, the Mets visiting Wrigley Field. Cubs get on the board first. Andre Dawson hits a sac fly. Ryan Sandberg tags up from third, and he'll score as the ball gets away from catcher Gary Carter. Cubs are up 1-0. Bottom of the 4th, Sean Dunston puts the Cubs up 3-0. He drives one, a homer off of Bobby Ojeda. That's a solo shot, and it's 3-0 Cubs. But the Mets have a little fight left. Cubs closer Mitch Williams on. Keith Hernandez, the pinch hit single. That scores Carter and Kevin Elster and ties the game. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, Mark Race, the 2-run homer as the Cubs win 6-4. Mets have lost 6 in a row. George Casteras, News Center 5 Sports.
And in other scores, Tidewater blanked the Chiefs 3-0, while Erie topped Auburn 7-5. On Mr. Food's table this noon hour is a heavenly dessert.
This time of the year, one of the last things we want to do is light the oven to start baking. We want light, easy, and cooling. We want something that's a sure pleaser, too. Well, here's one that'll do it all. What we do is start with a bought angel cake. Whether it's from the bakery or the bakery section, doesn't make any difference, because we shred it or crumble it into little tiny pieces and put it into a 9x9 baking dish. Now we throw over it this. It's a 5-ounce package of instant vanilla pudding, but made with an added teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then we put on a 12-ounce container of whipped topping. And then, get this, we sprinkle on top of that 3 Heath bars crushed up. And we crush them by lightly tapping them with a mallet or something heavy. Even a hammer is fine. And that candy bar touch is one of the big rage ice cream flavors today. Well, it's just as welcome here. Now, we could call it double vanilla cream crunchy, because that's what everybody swoons with when they taste it. But if you'd like the recipe, just send a self-addressed stamped envelope marked Candy Bar Angel to me, Mr. Food, right here at the station. And we'll get it back to you for being able to have that light, easy, cooling dessert that's going to be the biggest pudding pleaser the whole summer. They'll want more and more. And if you want to make a banana cream version once in a while, go ahead. It's the same easy in and out of the kitchen, and that means it's the same. Ooh, it's so good.
Now, for a copy of the recipe, all you have to do is send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Mr. Food in care of WTVH, 980 James Street, Syracuse, New York, 13203.
And next, raising a successful stink.
And do we have some pets that would make a great addition to your home? News Center 5 returns in a moment.
The Dudley family has gladly volunteered to demonstrate how much fun you can have playing the Ames 32nd birthday game. There are lots of ways to win. Win from over 100,000 prizes instantly. Or enter to win a large screen TV, lawnmowers, camping gear, a new car, a classic car, trips to Hawaii, Disney World, the Daytona 500, this truck, or even $100,000. Of course, if you don't play, you'll miss all the fun. It pays to play at Ames every day.
This is it. Summer with a capital S, the height of the season. We at City Mattress truly believe that if you sleep well, you live well. So enjoy summer even more on a new mattress from City Mattress during our midsummer clearance sale. We're clearing out every piece of bedding and bedroom furniture. You can save 10 to 50% on everything you need to sleep. You may want to buy an extra set of bedding just to sleep outside.
Preparing for the ultimate athletic challenge. The story tonight on News Center 5 at 5:30.
I started work right after I got my degree. Eventually, I put everything on hold and started a family. Ask my daughter what I do, and she'll say, Mom makes orange juice. That's not so easy. This is 100% pure juice. We don't add sugar. We don't add preservatives. We don't add anything. And that's what being select is. It's not just some name on a box. I wouldn't let it be.
Kathy Brown makes Citrusil Select for your family and for hers.
It's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you who to sock it to. It's your thing.
Pearl knows in today's world there's no excuse for having only one pair of glasses. Because now when you buy one pair with the Pearl coupon, you get a second pair free.
Among today's people in the news, 13-year-old Jason Koch. They held a smelly sneaker contest in Newburyport, Massachusetts this weekend, and Jason won hands down. Make that feet down. The judges described Jason's sneakers as, quote, ugly and full of holes. Now, Jason goes on to a national competition, and he hopes to raise an even bigger stink there.
Well, it's time now for our weekly visit with our friends from the SPCA and some homeless pets that you could call your own. Now, we have for you today a full house. 5, count them, 5 beautiful puppies, and there's quite a story that goes along with this. Mary Ann Parsons from the SPCA is joining us. Let me say at the very outset, Dorothy Lobdell promised us a picture today of Bubba.
Right.
That dog that no one saw except us. We don't have the picture.
Bubba was adopted. We will have the picture hopefully by August 7th.
Okay, I'll be on
We will
vacation,
bring
so
a
I'll have to
picture.
tune in to see a picture
Okay.
as well. Okay. Now let's talk, Marianne, about the puppies that we have.
Okay.
And let me say there are 5. These are 3. You'll see the other 2 in just a moment. And Charlotte Markert, Mrs. Charlotte Markert, and her daughter Jessica, who is 11, and I guess principally Jessica, is responsible for caring for these puppies.
Yes, she is.
The Markerts are volunteers at the SPCA,
Yes,
right?
and they did a wonderful job raising these puppies. They took the mother home when she was pregnant. She was turned into us pregnant.
Mhm.
They took her home, and Jessica did most of the work involved
Could
in
we
raising
see a picture of the other 2?
And the
There they
mother,
are.
maybe?
Yes,
Maybe we can
and
show the mother, because she is available also for adoption now.
okay. And
I guess we can't get the mom on.
well,
Maybe
let's
we
see.
can
Maybe we
get her
can.
over here later. We have
okay,
one
there-
little.
there
There's
is-
the mom.
there is Mommy.
She is a Shih Tzu. She's a 1.5 years old, and she would be she's a wonderful watchdog.
Mm-hmm.
And she's little.
What a great
so
story.
we're hoping to find a lady maybe
And
that
maybe
would
we
like a
can
little
get,
dog.
before we sign off, maybe we can get a picture of Jessica and her mom as well, because they did such a wonderful job. So remember, the mother is available for adoption, as are the 5 puppies. And what a great addition to any family they would make. There they are. Thank you very much, Mrs. Markert and Jessica. You did a great job. Thank you, Marianne.
Thank you.
And we'll be looking for the picture of Bubba next
Okay,
week, right?
yes.
But in the meantime,
Yes.
remember you have an opportunity here to adopt any of 5 puppies and or the mother. That's it for right now. We'll see you again tonight at 5:30 and 6, and of course we'll be back tomorrow at noon. For all of us at News Center 5, have a good day.
TV5 salutes Central New York. Discover Pulaski. Downtown Pulaski is unique in its Victorian architecture, shops, and bed and breakfasts, serving the many people who camp and fish on the Salmon River year-round. Selkirk State Park and neighboring Mexico Bay and Mexico Point provide a beautiful haven for boating. In August, Pulaski relights their famous lighthouse for the first time in 100 years. Flat Rock Campsite on the Little Salmon River has many spacious sites and fully furnished rental units. Enjoy Gulf of Mexico, our new miniature golf course. We're centrally located to tourist attractions and the finest river and lake fishing. Flat Rock Campsite, 3 miles north of Mexico. Break away from the ordinary at Arena's Ice House in Mexico. Enjoy your dinner, banquet receptions, or clam bakes in a unique setting along the Little Salmon River. The service is as excellent as the view is beautiful. Arena's Ice House, Academy Street, Mexico. Pulaski, New York, another reason to visit your own backyard.
When you're so stiff you can hardly move, Mentholatum says, yes, you can. When your body says, Deep Heating says, yes, you can. Mentholatum Deep Heating works like a penetrating massage. A warm, relaxing massage to help you get going. Mentholatum Deep Heating says, yes, you can.
Now, for the first time ever in Central New York, up-to-the-minute information is available to you at the touch of a button. TV5 introduces City Line, a new telephone service that brings you the very latest news, weather, and sports information, and a host of financial and entertainment services. All you need do is pick up a touch-tone telephone and call 421 WTVH. It's new, and it's the talk of the town.
Looks like Tom Hanks will be the big loser in his own con game.
Only if they catch me.
On Family Ties.
Monday at 7:30 on WTVH 5. Families Belong on TV5. Watch Kate and Ellie, where 2 moms are twice the fun. Weekdays at 5 on WTVH 5.